morning, everybody, and welcome to the Walnut Lodge Volant location. This is Saturday morning flow, 8:30 a.m. and this is the last Saturday of our fall session. So I want to thank you all who are out there. We made it through again, and I'm really kind of happy to be able to do this class on Saturday mornings. We are going to continue through December, although the next Saturday, that's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, there won't be a class Saturday morning. But we'll start that next week and we'll go all the way to the Saturday before Christmas. And then we'll have a break for the holidays and resume again the beginning of January. All right, so I know that Corey is out there. I don't know about anybody else, but Joanne, you better be out there since you sent me a message saying that you wanted me to do some splits. So I hadn't planned on that, but I can easily throw that in for you. So we're gonna do that. Today, you're gonna need a bolster or some kind of pillow and possibly a block. The block might not be something that everybody needs. And we're gonna need a wall. So I don't know if you want to rearrange yourself so that you're close to a wall now, but we'll do some warm-up stuff and then we'll be going to the wall. All right, so come on down to your mats and we'll get ourselves into an extended child position. So just pull yourself back, head down, and just kind of see what's up today. Okay, just pull yourself up to a table. 3 hand positions. Fingers in, and then we'll do fingers out, and then fingers back. All right, so fingers are in, shoulders are down. Spread the fingers nice and wide, and then just drop your pelvis, relax your shoulders, and drop your head. Just a couple of breaths here in what I call the old horse position. Just letting the head and shoulders drop a bit just to see where you are. Letting that pelvis drop down. And then from here, pull your pubic bone up towards your spine, push away from the hands, and just come to a neutral. Where is that neutral? We're not curved, but you feel the back supported by that low stomach, engaging and lifting the pubic bone up. I think that's the most significant part about this. Just to realize how much just a little bit of work in that lower stomach how a little bit of work can really translate into a supported low back. All right, from here, take a big inhale, tuck your chin, and exhale, push away. Find the space in the shoulders. If you can, extend your ankles or point your feet. And then inhale. We're going to go to a flat back here. And then we're going to exhale and arch. So you're going to pull your shoulder blades back, stomach lift, and then push your chest away on the exhale as you're lifting your stomach. So this is opposite of what most people do on the cat-cow. We're just going to use the inhale, both directions, to come to neutral. So inhale, pull yourself to a flat back. And exhale, push. Spine up, belly in, all the breath goes out. And inhale, pull yourself to that flat back, taking as much air as you can. And exhale, chest lift, shoulders down, push the elbows, lift the belly, push all the air out, look up. Flex the ankles, and inhale. Return yourself to that flat back. And exhale, push, waist to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Rotate the fingers open. And so I'm using Ujjayi there. If you can Ujjayi, that's the best breath for that. Inhale. Exhale, push. Keep the fingers pressing. Inhale, lengthen. Now bend the elbows, rotate the elbows so that they're facing your fingers. Push the elbows out over your fingers, pull the shoulder blades down, reach the ribs forward, exhale the air, feel that stretch from the little finger all the way through that shoulder blade. And inhale, back to that flat line. Exhale, push. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, push. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, push. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lengthen. Rotate the fingers back. Keep them spread nice and wide. Inhale again. And exhale, push. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, arch, chest forward, bend the elbows. Pull your sternum forward through the arms if you can. Reach your neck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, push. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, push. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, arch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just breathe normal. Move your knees up. Sit back, and as you sit back, just pull the heels of the hands up off the ground just a little bit as you press the base of your fingers. Little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb, and peel those off, recover, make a nice fist, and then rotate your hands both ways. So it takes me a long time to really explain that contrary breath for the extension of the spine. So just do the best that you can with that. Once your wrists are good, then we're going to go into the monkey hand. So back of the hand down, straighten the arms, and then make a fist. Put a little bit of weight in them. One thing that's really nice about getting that breath is that with all the lifts and the bandhas and stuff, like I'm really hot now. I was not hot. I have, 2 layers of clothes on, but now I'm gonna have to take this sweatshirt off when I'm done. So the breath, doing the breath correctly really can heat you up. And release that. Rotate. It's nice to rotate and really try to feel the wrists as fluid as possible. This nice easy movement really affects the connective tissue all the way up. It's kind of nice sometimes to go all the way to horizontal. Looks pretty cool too. Yeah. All right, shake that out. So we're going to go through the first part of the cats, and then we'll go on from there to other things. Need a drink. So reach your hands forward into that extended child. So before we start this, I just want you to think about all these positions that we're going to do. Have that engagement of that breath if you can do it. And it's contrary once we get going. We're going to hold the first positions of each one, then we'll do 4 more repetitions of the whole sequence. And I call these the big cats, and we have the arch and the curl, the extension and the flexion of the spine, in all of these little changes through the down dog. All right, so sit back, reach your arms, first there's an exhale. Now we're going to inhale. Your shoulders are going to go over your hands. Your knees are bended in 90. Your ankles are extended. Your pubic bone is pulling up. Your sit bones are driving towards your knees. You feel the quads on a bit of a stretch, but mainly you're taking that low back into a nice long line. That's the inhale. Of course, I'm breathing and talking. Now we're going to take another inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to pull our stomach even more and push the chest forward, just like we did in the arches of the little cats, right? Now we're going to hold this. Keep your stomach lifted. Keep that tailbone reaching. Long low back. Not sitting in the low back, trying to get the flexion in the hip sockets. Now breathe your chest forward again. Try to go through your arms, and then exhale, lift the stomach up again. One more time. Inhale through the arms. Exhale, pull. This time, inhale. Tuck your toes, and just sit back into the feet. So your toes are tucked under. Toes are tucked under, and we are stretching this back. So I'm pushing the weight towards the ball of the foot, because that's where I get the best stretch. I don't really need it towards the outside. Feeling that stretch go from the toes all the way into the arch. And then pressing the heels back a bit. So you'll feel that stretch go under the Achilles, into that soleus muscle. And then, so your head should be down. I'm just up because I'm talking. Then inhale, lift yourself back to table, tuck your chin, exhale, press back down dog. Now knees or ankles are together, whatever you can get together. And then roll the thighs in, lift the toes off of the mat, and try to lift the little toe more than the big toe. So the feet are rolling towards the inside a bit. That's allowing that inner line of the leg to kick into gear. Rolling the thighs inward. Pressing through the fingers. Now inhale, press up onto the balls of the feet. Keep your ankle bones reaching towards one another. And then on an exhale, pull your chin into your chest, push away from your hands, and push your waist to the ceiling. So you're trying to round your back. You're trying to curve your back. You're trying to flex your spine. as you pull your face towards your belly button. Let's just do another inhale here. Feel the waist go up. And then exhale, push again. You feel the shoulder stretch. You're pushing into the floor with your toes. Your thighs are rolling in. Now inhale, reverse the curve. Leading with your chin and your chest. Reach that line long. Extension of the spine. And then exhale, press the heels while you keep your spine reaching. Little toes are lifted. Thighs are rolling in. Heels are pushing. Armpits are pushing. Just a couple more here. Reaching those armpits towards the ground, just like your dog or your cat. And then inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, squash back. Staying here just a couple of breaths. You might want to stretch the hands the other way. I'm sitting up just to do this and talk a little bit easier. So most of you out there have done these before, but I know that there are some people watching that are from other places. So the cats, and I'm having the cats are really an interesting little warm-up. They are a warm-up. They're actually a breathing exercise. I like to think about the fact that it's a breathing exercise with these movements kind of built around that breath. And then we're going to try to get all of those pieces of information into the body. And we're going to try to do each movement, one breath, one movement. So there won't be any stopping. And like I said, just do the best that you can here, because it's complex. And the thing about the cats is you can do it and it can be kind of amazing, and then you can do it and it can be nothing. It just requires a lot of information. All right, so sitting back. Now we're going to go through 4 of them without stopping. Exhale the air. And inhale, lengthen. Shoulders over your hands. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lift the waist, tuck the toes. Exhale, press back into the feet. Inhale, lift the waist, tuck your chin. Exhale, press back, down dog. Knees lift, thighs rolling in, toes up. Inhale, up on the balls of the feet. Exhale, push away, curl, waist to the ceiling, face to your belly button. Inhale, lengthen, and lift the chest. Exhale, keep the lift, reach the heels, roll the thighs, lift the little toes, pull the quads. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, sit back, relax into that flexion. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arch, pull the stomach, reach the chest, shoulders back. Inhale, lift the waist, tuck the toes. Exhale, squash back. Inhale, lift the waist, tuck your chin. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, up on the balls of the feet. Exhale, lift the waist to the ceiling, curl, push away from your hands. Inhale, lengthen and lift the chest. Exhale, press the heels. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, squash back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lift. Tuck the toes. Exhale, press back. Inhale, lift. Tuck your chin. Press back. Down dog. Inhale, up on the balls of the feet. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lengthen and lift the chest. Exhale, press the heels. Roll the thighs in. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, squash back. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lift the waist, tuck the toes. Exhale, squash back. Inhale, lift the waist, tuck your chin. Exhale, press back. Down dog. Inhale, up on the balls of the feet. Exhale, curl in. Waist lift. Push away. Inhale, lengthen. Lift the chest. Exhale, press through the heels. Last one. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, squash back. Either child pose or roll yourself up. I'm going to stretch my wrist the other way. And just breathe regular. So, this next section is going to go, just kind of flow through. And then we're going to go to the wall. So just one more little bit right here. So squash yourself back and just breathe here for about a minute. Relax that low back. Everything is quite different after the cats. And then lift up, tuck the toes, press back to a down dog. Knees together, ankles together. You know, things are pretty stretched out after the cats. Fix my hands though. Feel the thumb, index finger. So we're going to inhale here. And then on the exhale, we're going to pull our tailbone towards our face, and then use that to lengthen ourselves out into a plank. So that's the exhale, and then lift the tailbone, inhale, and push back. Another inhale. On the exhale, pull. Nice slow lower to the plank. Push those shoulders forward. Lift the tailbone. Inhale and press back. Inhale again. Tuck the tailbone, pull on the exhale. Lower. And inhale, push back. Inhale, pull the tailbone on the exhale. Lower. Nice long back. And inhale, lift, down dog. Inhale, on the exhale, pull. Now if you want, rod down into the rod, back up to the plank, and then press back. Breathe. So we're going to do just 4 more of those. If you don't want to put that rod in, don't. Just do what we have been doing. Inhale, exhale, pull the tailbone, hit the plank, down to the rod, inhale, push up, and press back. Couple breaths. Inhale, exhale, pull the tailbone out to that plank, down, inhale up, push back. Breathe. Two more. Inhale, pull the tailbone, exhale, down you go. Inhale and press up. Breathe. One more. Inhale, exhale, pull forward and down. Inhale, press back. And then this time, come down, right knee, parallel. Relax the wrists. Just squash in, head down. And we're just going to roll the thigh in the socket. And then roll the left thigh down. Keep yourself on your elbows. Lift your chest up. Relax the shoulders at first. And just breathe into that. You can feel that upper back, the skin of the muscles, the rhomboid stretching, serratus stretching as that shoulder just kind of presses up to your ear. So just focus on breathing into that left armpit and rib cage. And then pull the shoulder blade down, reach the chest a little more forward, roll yourself center, and then just go to the hip. Keep your chest over your thigh and relax down there. Take the chest forward, roll back center, hands down, tuck the toe, press back, down dog, push through the heels, and then left leg forward, scoot that leg back, Just come on down to that parallel position, and we're just going to easy roll the thigh in and out. So you're just rocking your hips right and then left. It's nice and easy. Your leg is parallel to the long edge of the mat. We're not doing any pigeon rotation. It's just parallel to the body, working on a little bit more flexion and just paying attention to the socket. Now roll that right hip down. You're on your elbows, and then relax the shoulder. Just kind of collapse the upper back, and then breathe from your right armpit to your hip. And then press down, take the chest up, roll back to center, and then roll to the left, sit bone down. Chest is over your thigh. Just hang down, relax into that socket. Then roll, center, come up onto your hands, tuck your back toe, push. Press into your heels, lift the sit bones. Now we're going to take our right leg down again. This time, grab your bolster. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this right shin parallel to the front edge of the mat as best as you can. And then you're going to put your right sit bone on the bolster, and then you're going to roll and put pressure in the top of that left thigh. Why the bolster? Well, for people that don't do this normally, sometimes it's just such a huge stretch that to not have anything to support the pelvis and the thigh, it's too much on the hip, and what happens is you compromise the knee. I understand that because that's kind of where I am, so I'm just nice and easy. We're here. I'm really trying to push that left hip into the bolster. And I'm just letting that right hip relax. My left knee is as far back as it can get. And then I'm going to come down on my elbows. We're going to hang here. Just pay attention to what is stretching. Now we're going to do a couple other rounds, but if you feel like your knee is the thing that you feel the most, then this is the variation that you're going to stay with. Tuck your back toe. You're gonna push that leg to straight. Open that hip a bit. Lift your chest up. And then press back, down dog. And then take that left leg over. Knee and foot on the opposite side of the bolster. And then right thigh down. The other thing that's good about this is you can't, because of the bolster, this left thigh can't roll. A lot of times what will happen is that this thigh will end up being in the same position that we had for the first thigh stretch. So we're just going to be here, and then as soon as you feel like you can, you're going to come down to your elbows. Tuck that back toe, come on up, stretch that leg. Just feel what's going on in that back hip. And then press back, down dog. Push through the heels. Now step that right foot over, put your left knee down on that bolster. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wiggle this foot forward, and then we're going to put our elbows down on the ground, and then let that hip stretch. Try to keep that right knee pulling in. Just let that left hip open. And we're going to come up, keep that knee on your bolster, roll to the outside of that leg, and then let that hip come down. Try to keep it straight. If I drop my hip to the back, I'll just sit. If I keep my pelvis in line with my leg, I can feel that the left side of my hip stretching. So it's that side stretch that we normally do, but when your leg is up on this bolster, the whole thing is just more difficult. Now roll yourself back, tuck that toe, and then have that left leg join it, press through your heels. And then right knee down on the bolster, left leg steps forward. And you're just gonna get a good place for that knee. And come on down with your elbows. Now coming up onto your hands, we're going to roll to the outside of this right leg. Keep the knee on the bolster. Try to get as straight as you can, and then let that hip stretch. I like to let the shoulder go at first because I can really feel the ribs and the upper rhomboid really going. And then you can really feel the quadratus. If I come up a little higher with my arm, there's just more space for the hip to drop. And roll back, tuck the toe, press back, down dog. Push through. Step that right leg forward again. This time going back to that pigeon stretch. Now, if you have a good pigeon, don't use the bolster. I'm going to use the bolster. I'm going to sneak that left leg back as far as it'll go. Then this time we're going to put our hand on either the bolster and our knee or the foot, and we're just going to reach our chest forward as we extend that leg back behind us. We're going to push off of that front leg. Feel that left sit bone dropping down. Chest is going up. Feel the middle of that back. And then release down, all the way down. Just let the back relax. And then we lengthen out, tuck your back toe, push, down dog, and then step that left leg forward, creep that right leg back, Bolster or no bolster, push up. Keep that right thigh coming forward, pushing into the bolster, push away from that left knee. Chest is lifted. Just breathe that forward. Keep pushing through that back hip. Knees going back, you're rolling that right thigh down and into that bolster or the ground if you're down on the ground. And then coming down. And then come on back up. Tuck the back toe and press back. And then this time just come down onto your shins and sit there. Couple breaths. All right, so we're sitting on our shins. You're gonna stretch that right leg forward. Left sit bone is down. If you're really tilted to the right, you can roll something up underneath, put it on your sit bone. If you're really high, you can grab this block and put it here, and that will, drop that hip down for you. Why people have trouble with this, it can be in your knee. If you've had knee surgery and that knee doesn't like to bend, you can't get the flexion on this knee that you need. Can be in your hip, can be in your ankle. This nice extended ankle position is really difficult for some people. I encourage you to really work on that, the plantar flexion, the pointing, because as winter progresses, your ankles get stiffer, usually because we wear boots and shoes that restrict that motion. All right, so we're sitting as even as we can. Just take a nice big inhale and reach forward, grab the foot, big toes, side of the foot, and then just pull your chest forward, push your pelvis forward, fold into that leg. Keep the ankle flexed so that you can, continually work that calf. And just go down as far as you can. I actually like the cross grip because I like to pull my leg into more of an internal rotation because I have trouble with that. So as I pull my leg inward, I can feel both inner thighs a little bit better. I'm going to pull it in and I'm going to pull that hip bone, or sorry, pull my thigh into my pelvis. And then that's going to engage the inner thighs a little bit more also. And then lengthen up. And we're going to change legs. Right leg back. Inhale, lift up. Make sure that these thighs are parallel. Your heel, the right heel is on the outside of the hip. You're not flipping the ankle to the side. You're on the top of the foot, pushing from your pelvis. Excuse me. Inhale, push forward. Folding. Keeping that left thigh rolling in. Pull the hip back into the socket. Keep pushing forward with the low back, reaching through your chest. And lengthen and come up. Release that leg. All right, now we're going to go to the wall and we're going to do another quad stretch. So we're going to put our knee on the bolster, put our foot against the wall. I'll be doing it here in a second. But why I'm stopping is if you don't want to do that, as you see what I'm doing, then what I want you to do is pull your left leg back, take your bolster, put it behind you, and then just go into a recline. Actually, let's just do that. Let's go into a reclining hero with one leg. So your heel is in, and you're just going to lean back. Now I'm on my elbows. I'm on my bolster, and I'm going to tuck my pelvis under, pulling my sit bones up to the ceiling, low back to the ground, pubic bone to my face. So you can see my knee come up. So I'm going to try to shift that stretch more into the quad. Then I'm going to lay back and then keep a hold of your stomach, and then you can try to reach that knee to the ground again. Mine's not going to go because my quads are tight. If you don't like your head dropping back, you have your your block right here. You can put your head on the block, or you can put the bolster the long way. I like my head dropping back. I have my head on my block right now so I can talk. It's really hard to talk with your head dropping back. So we're just going to pull our pubic bone. Yep. Feel the stretch in the middle of that quad, and then just try to relax. To come up out of this, we're going to roll to our right side. Stretch your leg. It's nice to flex the ankle and come up. All right. Pull your right leg back. Knees are parallel, or thighs parallel. Foot is down. Maybe you need a drink. I need a drink. And then back you go. Onto the bolster. So again, take your sit bones, push them. Pull your stomach. Feel the stretch go into the middle of the quad. I don't feel anything in my back. And then just try to relax there. You're draped over your bolster. The bolster is long ways or crossways like mine. If you want to let yourself drop back, go ahead. Roll yourself to your left side. Straighten that right knee. And press yourself up. Alrighty. So, you can repeat that. Actually, that's a really nice stretch. It's challenging for some of us. If you don't want to use that bolster, just go straight down on your back for the next round. Or you can do this variation. It's actually almost the same thing at the wall. It's just a little bit more intense. So if you're going to go to the wall, just get yourself there. I'm going to my railing. I'm going to put my bolster up against the railing. Then I'm going to put my right knee on the bolster and put my right foot up against the railing. All right. Try to get your knee as close to the wall as you can. And then come up onto your left foot. So my back heel is coming to the outside of my right hip. So if you're at the wall, you're pushing your back and your head towards the wall, or you're using, I like to use my hand on my knee so I can keep my chest pushing back. And then it's just trying to relax that thigh a little bit more. So it's nice to have kind of a strategy for how to deal with the discomfort. Because you want to be in a place where, you know, you can take it, you can deal with it, but that it's a little challenging. So I just start with my quad and my knee, and I try to relax that. Then I push my sit bone into the back of my thigh and try to lift the chest a little bit. And your head can go against the wall. And you just wait. You wait for the quad to adjust. Yeah, and it does. You just gotta, that was about a minute. I'm gonna stay here another minute. But in this next minute, for those of you that have a huge stretch across your quad and your hip, we're gonna bend that front knee, keep our head on the wall, and then just creep the leg forward as that right hip goes forward, trying to feel our head reach back towards that foot. Now I'm not going to get very far, so you'll have to push your right hip forward. You have to go into a lunge. Your foot's not going to move. And then we're going to just push the chest up, leave your head on the wall, do the best that you can. And if it's just, you know, being vertical, if that's what your thigh is asking you to do, not to move, just stay right there. And let that quad adjust. As you go lower with that right hip, you feel more hip flexor. Keep driving that right sit bone down. Keep lifting the chest. 30 more seconds. And then coming up, slowly coming down. Drop your hip. And then we're just going to roll our foot to the ground, right? And that will bring you to parallel. And then you can sit back. What I'm going to do is down dog. And then change. Left knee down. Creep it back. And come up. Chest lift. And let that left thigh work. Stretch. Left heels to the outside of the foot. Back and head are on the wall if you can get them there. Tailbone is reaching down towards the floor. Pubic bone is lifting. Same thing that we did laying down. And you just feel that thigh lengthen. I can tell I've been biking. Just feel that line going up the lateral side of the leg. But it's going. All right, so getting ready for the last minute, and that is pushing the pelvis forward, lifting the chest, and trying to let that head slide down as far as you can go. So creep that knee or foot forward, pull your belly in, push that left hip forward, lift your chest, head on the wall, and then just see your head touching your toes as that hip goes forward. Easy, easy. Thirty more seconds. And we come up, and then we slowly release forward. Rotate that leg to come down. And you can sit, or you can down dog. And then come down. All right, we're going to go into the frog. So pull open your knees as far as they'll go. Toes are together. Feet are on the ground. So we're just going to walk our elbows forward. Now my knees are on the carpet, so they're going to slide, but try to feel a place where your hip is kind of across from your knee, and then you're up on your elbows, and you're just going to let those inner thighs stretch. Now if you want, instead of being on your elbows, you could be on a bolster. I like to just do little wee baby pulses forward and back. The other thing is, you know, my toes are down. If you rotate your heels down towards the floor, you'll feel a little bit more stretch through the inner thigh. And we're just going to hang out here. Now to come out of this, we're going to take our chest forward until it's laying on the ground. Now my feet are up. And then you're just going to rotate your thighs. Heel to the ceiling. Keep them out where they are though. Try not to reduce that stretch. Let your whole pelvis move. Couple more. And then come back through. All right, coming to sitting. Take your legs out to a straddle. And then we're just gonna stay here for not that long. Just push yourself a little forward. Just see what you have. I don't have a lot today. Doesn't matter what you have. You're just going to work what it is that you have, right? All right, so we're going to pick our left hip up by rolling onto the right side. Feel it. And then let the thigh roll in, right? And then stretch the leg, flex the ankle, and from the heel, feel, the thigh roll out and put the sit bone down. And then you're going to pick up the right side, let it roll over, and then take that into the hip, and so that whole thigh is rolled in. And then you're going to stretch that right leg, flex the ankle, start rotating the toes to the ceiling, and then that's going to pull the heel back. So we lead with the hip going over, and we allow the leg to pull us back by rotating the heel to the ceiling. All right, so we're going to lift the left hip, and then it's kind of nice to feel the pelvis kind of pull off of the femur head. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to create some space in there. And then whatever you have, straighten your knee, because your knee will bend a little bit there. And then start rotating the toes to the ceiling. You can feel the change in the hip, and then just slide that sit bone down. It feels really good. And again, lift the right side, let the hip roll over, stretch that leg to straight, slowly, toes to the ceiling, feel that hip drop down. There's more space. It feels really good. We're going to do 2 more rounds of this. Lift the left, rotate it over, stretch the leg, rotate the toes, and hip goes down, and lift the right hip, roll in the socket, stretch the leg, and then slowly rotate and press down. This one is for Joanne. Lift the hip, roll over, all right? Now, straighten your front leg and take your face down to your leg. This is just a hamstring stretch. Although I really always feel these on the outside of my knee at the fibular head, so you can really feel them anywhere. Now as you're pitching forward here, creep that back leg as straight as you can get it. Now what we're going to do is come up and we're going to roll. If you have a split, this is where it happens. If you don't have a split, roll that left thigh down. And then just feel that left hip open a little bit more. So my right leg is straight, my left leg is straight, and I'm pulling my stomach so I can pull my pelvis up and open the space of my left hip. If you have a split, your right sit bone's on the ground and you're in a split. You can also take your face down if you want. Now we're going to roll through. Put that right sit bone down. Straighten that left leg. Roll and come back to center. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So roll to that left leg. Scoot that right leg back as far as you can, and then take your face down to your knee. All right, come up. We're going to roll through. So if you have a split, this is where it happens. If you don't, roll that right thigh to the ground. Keep your pelvis lifted. And then just let yourself stretch into that right hip socket. And then roll yourself through. Stretch that right leg to straight. Roll back to the straddle. Feel the hips. And we're just going to take one forward position. Keep going forward. And then roll yourself up, creep the legs in. Rolling down on your back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and we twist to the the left. Let that right shoulder be open or the left knee come down. Just let yourself kind of roll back and forth between those two positions. And roll yourself back center. Change legs. And drop to the right. And breathe. Slowly roll back center. And stretch your legs long for a minute in the corpse. And rest. Roll those legs in and out. It feels pretty good. Big inhale. Exhale, roll to your right side. And press yourself up. All right, everybody, that is it for this morning. I hope you enjoyed yourself, or at least got something out of it. All right, so have a happy Thanksgiving. There's a lot of things to be grateful for. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.